This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You've got it locked to the Sunday, July 19th edition of the Press Box. What you know, the Press Box is being brought to you by The Island Game, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC Nassau, Parrot, Harborside Marine. And your boy Naughty and your company right up until 1 p.m. We will be joined in short order by Earl the Pearl. Pearlie will be joining us in short order as well as that. Pearlie's in the building already?
Yeah, man.
What's going on, Pearlie Timo?
Right here. Awesome. Exciting game yesterday.
Yeah, we can talk about that in short order, but I do need to get some of the housekeeping out of the way.
Let's do that.
Because obviously, you know, it's that time of year. First and foremost, got to big up all the sponsors each and every time. You know, the only way to play, and the only way to win on multiple ways and multiple levels is with the Island Game. You got single game bets, you got multiple game parlays, you got in-game teaser bets as well as prop bets. And like I said, it is all about the Island Game. The game you know, the friends you trust, and the Island Game always reminds you to play responsibly. All right, so you simply log on to theislandgame.com. All right, and they will definitely get it hooked up for you, man. All right, multiple ways to play, multiple ways to win. In addition to World Cup soccer, you got the WNBA going on. All right, so you definitely have a lot of ways to play. European soccer as well. As soon as the World Cup is over, that returns. So, you know, keep an eye out. In addition to the Island Game, also being brought to you by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits. It's all about Jimmy's, man. If you want to get your Bud Light on and your Michelob on, that's definitely where you need to begin. You know, start and begin with an all football season on. Be ready to support Jimmy's because Jimmy's going to be doing big things, man. So
I'm ready.
Huh?
I'm ready. Even though my Dolphins thing, if you wait. Yeah.
The time, listen here, the time is drawing near, man. The time is drawing near, buddy.
Yeah. I'm not too excited this year. I mean, I'm excited about football, but Dolphins ranked 32 out of 32, so not going to look too good this year. Let my Dolphin fans know that now.
Also being brought to you by KFC Nassau. Let them do the cooking for you, man. Pre-game, halftime, and post-game from their kitchen to yours is always finger-licking good. They got the summer buckets going on right now, so be sure to check them out on that. They are off the chain, man. More clock for your buck. You definitely want to check it out today at your favorite KFC Nassau location.
Oh, what clock for your... Way to go, dude.
More clock for your buck. You like that one?
Yeah, I like that.
This ain't my first rodeo, you know.
Yeah, I know, but you every once in a while you come up with something kind of good.
Okay, so I can take that as a compliment then.
Yeah, that's what it is, a compliment.
More clock for your buck. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, like I say, to KFC Nassau, you got a big up Green Parrot, man. If you want to go to all your watch parties, Green Parrot, that's your spot right there. That is your spot at Green Parrot. You get all the games, get all the action going on, and take it in. We got an excellent game today. You got the final today. Yesterday was an awesome game. We got a great final today. You could definitely take that in with great wing specials and beer specials and food specials right there at Green Parrot. All right? And don't forget Harborside Marine, another one of our sponsors. Can't forget them. Got to big them up each and every time. And don't forget, man, I'll be honest with you. All right, you're getting ready to get out in the boat, and it's that season. You got to put an outboard on. You need a new outboard engine. Yamaha outboards are known for their legendary reliability. Harborside Marine has great prices on their engines, lower than the U.S. prices with certain commercial models, and available outside of the U.S. We have the bulletproof two-stroke engines and the reliable four-stroke engines as well, with full parts, service, and support. And of course, if you get that engine, they will install it for you. All right, your outboard engines, they will install for you over there at Harborside Marine. Wave Runners, reliable Yamaha Wave Runners for both the commercial and recreational use, are back in stock as well. So be sure to check out Harborside Marine on that and more. All right? All right, get it? Got it? Good. Now you got all our sponsors out of the way. You know, we got to big them up each and every time.
Every time.
FC Nassau, Green Parrot, and Harborside Marine. And listen, if you want to chime in today, I'm going to be part of the conversation because Purdy and I are going to be talking about a lot of things. Shotboy is going to be chiming in as well. Here's how you can chime in and be part of the conversation. Phone lines are open in New Providence, 323-6232, 325-4259, 325-4316. Toll free in anyone in the Family Islands, 242-300-5720, 242-300-5720. Text lines powered by BTC 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Phone lines open in New Providence. Like I told you, 323-6232, 325-4259, 325-4316. Toll free in the Family Islands, 242-300-5720. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. All right, Freddie, let's jump in. Let's get World Cup out of the way. I think we can't wait to that. I mean, we could have waited and talked about World Cup at the end, considering that's the big final today. But after that game yesterday between France and London and Great Britain, my God.
England,
Britain, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a game and a half yesterday. Final score 6-4. England up 4-0 in the first half. It looked like the French had nailed it completely in. They were lethargic. They look worse than they did when they played against Spain.
They looked terrible in the first half.
They let up 4 goals. And, you know, as I switched it out, and I told them, I say 4-0, but that's a wash. I said, but you never know. Mbappe, they might try to put on a show in the second half for the fans, and we'll see what happens. Sure enough, that is what happened because England scored early. All right, Declan Rice scored in the 3rd minute into the game. Ezri Konsa at the 18th minute, Bukayo Saka at the 37th minute, and at the 45th minute. All right, that was in the first half.
Yep.
So they're up 4-0. Then in the second half, Kylian Mbappe scores at the 48-minute mark, the 66-minute mark. Barcola scores at 54, and Dembele scores in the 90. In the second half for UK, for Great Britain. We got another one from Saka and another one from Bellingham at the end. And
Saka got a penalty shot, and then Bellingham. The France was spotted. The time Bellingham scored that goal, France had gone all out in that second half to try to get back in that game, and they were blow. They were blow.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it was a good comeback. I didn't expect them to come back like that. I mean, at least be competitive.
Yeah, and that's true. They were very competitive. And then Great Britain didn't.
Because in the first half, they were a complete wash. There was nothing to France team. There was nothing there.
I think they got a phone call or something like that because they were like, people were like, hey, you embarrassing us? Play what y'all can do. And Mbappe said, hold on, jump on my back, let's go. And Mbappe, I see why is the future of international soccer. He is awesome.
No. He's part thereof, the future of national soccer. I want you to believe. I want you to believe a big part of international soccer for the future. As a young man, and he wears a Spanish uniform with the number 19 on it, and his name is Yamal. You mean Yamal?
Nah, but right? He ain't to the Mbappe level yet. No, he's going to be there. He's going to get there.
I want you to remember something. A couple of weeks ago on this show, you all looked at me and said, oh, you just a homer, you pulling for Spain. Where is Spain now today? Exactly where I said they would be, correct?
Doesn't deter that you're still a homer.
And part of my equation was that the coming out party in the final, and I called it last week, was going to be Yamal taking the torch from Lionel Messi. The torch will be passed, and he will play his behind off today and make that statement. All right, you can call me.
But he's not. Listen, listen, Mbappe is his third World Cup. He's the all-time goal scorer in World Cup, and he's still got at least 2 or 3 more to go. He is the man. He is the man. He will be there, but not yet. Not yet. Let the man.
He's the man in the moment.
He's been the man. If you look at Mbappe, he's been the man. What he's been doing, he's taken France, and he's been the goal scorer. He's been the catalyst. Yamil has done his part, but you can see that he's still a young 19-year-old and still has a great future ahead of him. One day, be the man. This is his coming out party, but the torch ain't passed to him just yet. Not yet. Mbappe is not going to allow it.
Well, today, we'll see how that happens today, but as far as France goes, Spain 2, France nothing.
Yeah. I ain't running away from that.
And they could all not eat that, wear that,
goals?
keep that, sleep with that, do whatever for the next 4 years.
Yeah. But I think Argentina's going to play its best football today. It's going to be a different story.
Yeah, Argentina's up there, but I think Spain seals the deal today. I mean, Spain is the Rodney Dangerfield of this tournament. They've allowed 1 goal and no respect.
Man, they have the respect. They're the number 2. They're the number 2 ranked team in the world. They've gotten all the respect. Just that Messi's on Argentina, Mbappe's on France, and they're the 2 big names in international soccer.
Well, watch this, Burley.
Spain superstars not there yet.
You forgot another big name.
Quite there.
You forgot another big name that was on the field against Spain. Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal. They got Mbappe in France.
I never look at Portugal to be a back. The Portugal, Ronaldo
so succession will happen now. Spain's can take out all the great ones. They can take out Cristiano, they can take out Mbappe, and they can take out Messi today. Watch.
Okay. Time will tell. 3 o'clock soon can't come fast enough.
Yep.
But
I'm very confident about this Spanish team.
I know you and Stat Boy. I'm impressed with your confidence, but it's somewhat like the confidence you have in that in New York City.
No. This is totally different. This Spanish team has backed it up for years, Pearly. They ain't just come into this World Cup. Hey, we're here. They've been on a succession. They've won the European Cup. They won multiple Cup. They won Nations Cup. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
You look back, and it's very similar to the 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012 dominant Spain teams, who are absolutely dominant. And I think it's their system more than anything else. And quite frankly, have all the superstars you want. Spain is the best team in this tournament. Spain plays the best team ball in this tournament.
They do have a very good defense, and they probably have the best midfield in the tournament. But on paper, Argentina has the most talent. And I think the talent is going to prevail at the end of the day. This is a different breed now. This is the championship. This is the championship. Argentina's been there. The Argentina coach has been there. He knows what to do.
Spain just won in 2010 or 2012, Freddie. What are you talking about? It's not like it's not out of the psyche of them of winning and knowing how to win.
12 from 26 is 14 years. That's a long time in soccer.
Not in World Cup.
All right.
Consider it's played every 4 years.
Yeah, so they would have played. No, they would have 2010, I think, champion.
Yeah, I think they won in 2010.
Yeah. So that's a long time ago.
I think it's going to be an excellent game. I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think there's going to be lots of ups and downs and peaks and valleys. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, I think the Spanish will come out. I think they're the best team. They pass the ball the best. They enforce their will or their strategy or their style of play on you better than anybody else.
They play the keep-away ball. They play the keep-away. They play possession.
It's a style that could be very annoying to Argentina because it's totally opposite of what Argentina likes to do.
Yeah, if they keep the ball away from Argentina like they did France, it's going to be tough for Argentina. But if they give Messi one little crack, then you deal. You saw that pass. You saw that pass that Messi made in the semi against England. Did you see that? You can't get much better than that. You can't get much better than that. I mean, that was almost like picture perfect.
Well, be joining us in a second. So what we'll do, let's take the break now, Pearly. Let's take a quick break now. Flip side of the break, we'll wrap up World Cup. Start will be joining us. We'll wrap up World Cup. And we'll get into some Major League Baseball. We'll get into some NBA, and we'll get into some NFL. This is the Press Box Sunday edition right here on Guardian Radio, right where you got it.
Summer's here, and KFC's got summer buckets just for you. Every bucket starts with 8 legs and thigh pieces of your favorite chicken, plus 4 golden biscuits. Grab the value bucket for just $20 or go big with our mega bucket, packed with everything you need for summer fun on the beach, boat, or on the road. Need more? Add 4 Pepsis, family fries, or the new mango dessert biscuit for only $5. KFC's summer buckets have big flavor, big value, and finger-licking good chicken only at KFC Nassau.
Beulah gal, can you believe this? We are now the patrol queens of the neighborhood.
We now large and in charge. So we need to check out what's going on in everybody's yard. What about that gun that we know that Junior and his homeboys just ran out? Can we report that too?
Of course we can.
But we could be in deep trouble if they find out.
We need to report what we see, Beulah. When you call Crime Stoppers, they just answer your call in Miami.
So then we can report everything? Guns, where they hiding the drugs, who shoot who part of which gang, or who disturbing the peace with the loud music and the motorcycles.
Then our neighborhood will be the best in the Bahamas, and everybody gonna want to come live here. And then our house price will go up, gal.
So what we waiting on? What's the number?
If you see something, say something and stop the crime before it's your time. Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands. Or text us through the Crack Crime Bahamas app. Stop the crime before it's your time.
Calling all football fans, there's only one place to catch the FIFA World Cup final. Join Nassau Cruise Port and Diageo on Sunday, July 19th at the Amphitheater at Nassau Cruise Port. Gates open at 1 p.m. with kickoff at 3 p.m. Music by DJ Kenny, DJ Tank. Visit NassauCruiseport.com for pricing and more information. Don't miss the FIFA World Cup final watch party at Nassau Cruise Port, July 19th. Gates open at 1 p.m.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back at you on the Sunday, July 19th edition of the Press Box. Brought to you by the Island Game, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC Nassau, Green Parrot, and Harborside Marine. Boy, Northern your company right up until 1 p.m. Purdy's in the building, and I think Startboy's now joined in. What's going on, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, Stat Boy, you sound like you just getting up, man. Sound like you just waking up.
I was busy this morning, but don't worry
Purdy,
about it. We here.
To be 18 again, Purdy.
Yeah, I know.
Them solid Saturday night with them late wake up Sunday morning, eh?
Yeah.
But I'm here and I'm showed up and I'm doing the show with you guys. Come on now.
Giving you props at the same time,
Yeah,
Startboy.
man,
What are you talking about?
Let us
I
enjoy this
just,
moment.
I'm making sure I ain't throwing shade or nothing because, I always...
Look,
Listen,
I think you've been doing this show long enough to know when me and Purdy are throwing shade, okay?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
don't worry
on
about it,
edge
man.
right now. Today's a big day. I'm very nervous.
All right,
You
well, let's
have
jump
every
right
right to be very nervous.
Obviously, we're talking World Cup. And let's jump in and see what some of the experts have to say about the World Cup. Let's check in with ESPN first and foremost. And here's their take on the final between Argentina and Spain and the contrasting styles and what they offer. We'll also hear from Mikel Merino, who scored some very pertinent and timely goals for the Spanish. We'll also hear from Jürgen Klinsmann, one of the German greats, on his take on the World Cup final, as well as McNamara, all chiming in for ESPN. That's all coming up, so I want you to keep it right here. Let's check in first, though, with ESPN and Mr. Hislop and his contributions on Spain's tactics versus Argentina. It's going to come down to the best team, which is Spain, and their tactics, and winning their game and how their style of play on people. And Argentina, just pure grit and talent. And who's going to prevail in this one? Let's go to ESPN.
But that's what makes this final so difficult to call. Yeah. Because I thought Spain played their best game against France, made a very good France team look very ordinary. And that takes some doing, and Spain needs to be credited for that. Tactically, I thought De La Fuente got it absolutely right. Players on the day, I thought, rose to the occasions and sensed the moments when they were arising. That is an incredible instinct from a Spanish team. But Argentina, then you see them 24 hours later against England. And Ali described them the day before, I think it was, as a team who will die for Lionel Messi. Mm-hmm. England go 1-up, and this team does not stop running. This team, whose legs should have been shot 2 or 3 games ago, just seemed to turn up the volume, did not know how to respond, or certainly didn't respond well enough. And now it comes down to the talent, the tactics of Spain against a pure grit and of 10 players and the brilliance of Lionel Messi. And how do you separate those two? Again, which is what makes this final so intriguing come Sunday.
This is going to be quite a game, guys. I think that the important thing to factor in here and not lose sight of is what a good team Spain actually is. All right? They do have the talent. Messi is brilliant. All right? I take nothing from Lionel. Everybody calls him Messi. I call him Lionel. Lionel Messi. All 5 foot something of him. Brilliant. But I think at the end of the day, this Spain team, you know, they imprint early on when they train these youngsters, when they bring them up through the ranks. It is a system that we run. It is a system that La Roja runs. This is what we do. We don't vary from it, and this is why we win. So, you know, you're going to have, you know, what I call the immovable object meeting the irresistible force today. It should be one heck of a final. Here's Mikel Merino, or Merino, however you want to say it, forward for the Spanish team, who scored some timely goals for the Spanish. And he says that the key for them is the fact that they're the best team all around.
Well, first of all, I think results help big time. When you're winning and you are in a positive dynamic, it always helps to have, you know, those good relationships. And at the same time, I think this is thanks to the gaffer, thanks to Luis. The squad that he assembled is always being good persons, you know, being a good human being first, and then being a good footballer. And that helps a lot when it comes to, you know, spend a lot of time together. And yeah, I mean, I guess we just spend so much time together that we know each other. We know when to be joking, when to be silent. And this is the strength of this group. After 46 or 47 days all together, we still, I mean, I wouldn't say we are, you know, buzzing to spend another 2 months here together. Thank God we come to an end now. But yeah, we are a very strong group, and that's the strength of and why we are here.
Well, let me ask you this question. Does this game today shape up to be like a Mikel Merino kind of game with a late score in the 90th minute or potentially in overtime and extra time? On several occasions, not only in qualifying, but in this World Cup with late scores to put Spain over. They have that second unit that comes in late, and their mission is to score and attack. And they've done a brilliant job late in games. Into a Marino substitution late in this game again today, and he worked his magic.
Well, he will be subbed in at around the 75th or 80th minute, along with Nico Williams and a couple other key players like Pedri,
And let's just
Gavi.
understand that Nico Williams is being subbed in like this because he's still injured, correct, Startboy?
Yeah,
If Nico Williams was 100%, he would be starting alongside you, Meaton, correct?
Absolutely. They'd probably drop Baena to the bench, and they'd have Nico Williams starting, but Nico has been hurt because Nico provides that speed that we need, but he's not at full capacity. Lamine himself has been getting himself back into capacity, but Marino will sub on. It could be a game where we need that late goal from him. I just would hope that Spain doesn't park the bus early like England. Look at what they did wrong.
Well,
build a good goal lead.
That was my
keep
next
attacking.
question. Do you think Spain gets early goals? Because Argentina has been susceptible to the early goal. Against England, they were susceptible. Against a couple of other teams, they allowed goals early. Do you think Spain is a different team that they can put the foot to the throat if they get up early and milk this out?
Oh, absolutely, because we'll keep our counterattacking chances open while playing great defense on the back line, but just knowing when and when not to like fully park the bus. I think that Argentina is a team who's been getting away with a lot of stuff all tournament, but they're the defending champions. So the thing that they do is they find ways to win. You don't know how they do it. You don't know when or where it'll come from.
Well,
But
where's
they'll
the
bring it
official from
somewhere.
today's game? Afghanistan or something? I don't think he has any.
No,
link with
he's.
Argentina.
I believe he's a Croatian referee. He's either Croatian or I can't remember his nation. He's not Argentinian. He's not Spanish. Of course, FIFA could never openly, blatantly do that, and they never would attempt to.
They could
But-
try.
Yeah, they do. They do with other games for sure.
But let's pivot to Purdy real quick. Purdy, you've been a fan of South American soccer for a long time. I know that you emphasize your style. You like South American soccer. What do you think Argentina brings to the table today? You've talked about the talent. You talked about Messi being the best in the world. But do you think they can handle a young Spain team that's going to put the pressure on them to make an impression and making a statement in this World Cup?
That's exactly what they are. They're a team that doesn't yield to the pressure. You know, they don't fold up. Down 2-0, down 1-0, they continue pressing and they find a way in the late end games to find goals. Messi is just Messi. They have a team that loves to play for their captain. They will go to the end of the earth for their captain, and they go all out to help Messi win. And I think you guys are being a little bit overconfident. I'm not saying that Spain can't do it. I mean, this is a toss-up to me. But I think you're being a little overconfident and you're not giving Argentina the due props. They're the number one team in the world. They're the defending World Cup champions. They know what it takes to win a World Cup. I think that's going to be one of the deciding factors. Been there, done that.
I think there's enough, experience from Spain's last World Cup. A lot of those players are still in the pipeline as coaches and affiliates with the squad. So I think that, like you look at Gerard Piqué, he's one of the spokesmen for the team, and he's still affiliated with the team. Obviously, having Piqué in that locker room is immense because Piqué was part of that previous great run that Spain had. So
yeah,
I don't think it's out of the realm of
difference.
possibility. Now, do I give you the credit that having Lionel Messi, having Lionel in the last World Cup is a lot more recent in recent mind and something we've done and touched? Yes. But I don't think this is one of them cases where Spain goes to the cave and sees the dragon and gets scared. I think there's going to be a fight between the dragon and the dragon slayer. I think this is going to be a great matchup today.
I don't think they're going to be afraid of them. No, I don't think that at all. I just think the exact opposite. I think Argentina is going to come in there understanding that it's us against the world. Everybody's like Startboy said, we've gotten away with some stuff. And I think they're going to be overwhelmingly pulled for, if that's the right way to say it, by Spain. And I think they're gonna relish that.
All right, let's check in with Jurgen Klinsmann, one of the all-time greats that we grew up watching, Pearly, and he was a great member of those German teams with Franz Beckenbauer.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klinsmann, one of the great goal scorers in the history of Germany. He's chiming in on the World Cup today too. And guess what? Here's a good take from Jurgen. He's talking about the mental battle. We talk about it on the field, but what about the mental chess game the coaches are going to play and the players are going to have to go through in order to execute their systems?
Good question. That's a good job. And there you go. Argentina's manager or coach has been there and he knows what to do. So that's going to be interesting to watch against the inexperience.
So that's it from Jürgen Klinsmann now on ESPN.
Well, as long as Spain doesn't get the first goal.
Right.
But it will be an extreme mental game. It will be a mental battle. Now, obviously, Santi said it rightfully, they will go very aggressively against the Spanish side. Spanish side will depend on how they react to it. Hopefully they don't react to it too much because then it starts working here. They obviously have the class, Spain, to step by step also outplay you. There's no other team in the tournament with movement off the ball through the midfield than Spain. It's incredible to watch that and to analyze that as well. But then there's no other team in the tournament that can kind of break you in a split moment because of the genius of Messi. One moment is enough for him, a free kick, a brilliant pass, and suddenly you're a goal down. I think this is the deserved final for both teams.
All right, very interesting. And I look back now, Pearly, at the last 5 times that these teams have played. 1996 FIFA World Cup group stage, Argentina 2, Spain 1. International friendly in 2006, Spain 2, Argentina 1. International friendly, Spain 2, Argentina 1 in 2009. 2010 international friendly, Argentina 4, Spain 1. 2018 international friendly, last time they played, Spain 6, Argentina 1.
Friendlies don't even mean nothing, though.
And
I don't think Messi played that game.
This is what jumps out at me right here, right now. Both teams, possession 63%. Save percentage, Spain 91%, Argentina 56%. 6 clean sheets for Spain, only 2 for Argentina. I think when it boils down to it, it's going to be a defensive game, and I think the defense of Spain gets it done.
Well, we have the better defense, that's for certain.
They have proven to have the better defense. And yes, Lionel Messi could take care of a great defense with 1 kick. I'm not taking that from him. But I'm thinking if this is a gritty game where teams are trying to impose their style of play on each other, I think, and Spain can pull it off, Spain wins the game in a tight one. If Argentina gets loose and gets running and playing the way they want to play, this could get ugly too.
Well, the best player of the game for Spain is going to have to be Rodri. He's going to have to control the midfield how he did against France. There's no question about this. Very pedestrian. And then they go in with England in the 3rd place game and just have a free-for-all all-star game, 6-4, which was great to watch, but it was horrible defensive football. But if Rodri can control the midfield and control the defensive efforts whenever we lose the ball, because people don't realize whenever we lose the ball, we're like a pack of hyenas. We just hound and we get it back. So we need to continue this. We can't let Argentina get too much possession on us. And Rodri has to control the midfield. I think we'll be just fine.
All right, let's check in with ESPN's analyst McNamara as well. He says Spain has to be perfect in order to pull this one off today. No ifs, ands, or maybes. No room for error for the Spanish.
Understand is that Spain, if they score, they are not going to retreat. They are going to
they're going to go for it.
High line and going to keep playing. And I understand.
But they have to be. They have to be perfect, Spain, because they weren't perfect in the first game. They drew. They were quite insipid, weren't they? They were quite boring actually, and we were worried about them. Against Belgium, they weren't fantastic. France, they were great.
Yeah.
So I know what Frank means. For Argentina to step too far, to gain too far, this is the one where they really just hit the wall and Spain go and win. But Spain have to be excellent to win tomorrow. They can't drop there. We've seen them drop a level. They haven't been outstanding every single game. Otherwise, they would have been Otherwise, they would have been favourites playing France.
You have another scenario. What if Argentina scores?
Go first, yeah.
You could go back and forth on this one all day. And obviously, we'll save our pick to the end when we get out of here. But I think this might be one of the best, lining up to be one of the best World Cup finals that we've seen.
It is lining up to be. It is. FIFA couldn't ask for a better 1 and 2. First of all, they had the top 4 in the semis, which hasn't happened in Icons. And then now you have the number 1 and number 2 team playing. You couldn't ask for a better game. You could not ask for a better game.
No, normally you don't see 1 versus 2 in these kind of things. Always somebody gets bumped out in the tournament. But to see 1 versus 2 getting ready to play at 3 p.m. today, good stuff. I think it's something that we need to look forward to. And like I said, we'll do the picks on it at the end. But it's going to be a well-watched game internationally as well. And if you want to watch it, you can check it out at the Cruise Port as well. and Green Parrot doing big things with the watch party of that. It's going to be quite the interesting game, though. Quite the interesting game. And if you look at it from a betting standpoint, okay, you got your in-game props, you got your teaser bets, but if you just look at the game straight up for what it is, the money line actually favors Argentina. Okay? Spain in the money line plus 125. Argentina under 2.5 goals. They say, I think it's going to be more than 2 goals scored in this game. And if you do the money line on the draw pays plus. Money line, Spain plus 125, Argentina plus 260. Over 2.5 for the game. And they say Argentina plus 5.5, meaning they'll win by, half a goal. Or they're getting half a goal. So Spain is the slight favorite in this one. But at the end of the day, if I'm betting it, I'm looking at Argentina in the money line. That's the biggest payoff right there.
Yeah.
Plus 260. And that has nothing to do with who I think is going to win or whatever. That's just a good bet to get them at plus 260.
And when you look at what the fans feel and others feel today, it's pretty much split down the middle in terms of like the Pearlies and the Naughties and those who pull in for. So it's going to be interesting to see. This is going to be a fun game to watch. I can't wait for 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an excellent game. I think we're gonna be in for a treat today. Honest to goodness, I think we're gonna be in for a treat. Hopefully it's a good game though, and not a snoozer. And I don't want it to come down to penalties.
No, I don't. I hate that. I be too much on the edge of my seat and nervous about that. That's a great sounding thing, baby. I want it to end in 94 minutes, whatever,
Definitely. I wanted to go regulation. I don't need it to go over regulation.
I'll take the extra play time. But other than that, I don't want to see any penalty shots. That to me,
Pardon?
I don't like the penalty shots. I just want to see it. Even if we get the extra play time, I'm good.
And yesterday, before we wrap up on soccer, we just got to touch on that France and England game. Where did those two bipolar teams come from yesterday?
Just stop playing defense.
10 goals. 10 goals.
It's hard to motivate to say, come out and play great ball because, third place, okay, we get a third place trophy, we don't win the World Cup. And so I think France came out a bit lethargic, a little flat, and England coming out there, Saka, who didn't get a chance to play in the semis, who came out and wanted to show something, and they came out and scored some goals, and then France said, hold on, we got to check this. And then they came out in the second half all out. And then it really became a great game in the second half.
It did become a great game in the second half. It really did.
And I think France ran out. Because one of the announcers says, I don't want this game to end. And I too didn't want it to end because it was fun. But I think France ran out a juice at the end of the game, and that's how Bellingham got the score. And then Bellingham didn't come until I think almost the 80th minute. So yes. Bellingham came in there pretty fresh, and he wasn't tired like the rest, and he was able to get a goal to really seal the deal. I looked at the penalty; it was a good call. So Saka got his opportunity to get his hat trick, which was good for him, and he was happy. But
hey, one thing about that Saka, he don't get tired for England, but this dude just run up and down that pitch, and he don't look like he get tired at all.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's running full speed every lap. I'm like, dear God, brother, breathe.
But as I hate to bring the race thing up, but it's interesting to see how these European teams have gotten a lot of good times,
No, they've gone to the colonies. Look at not one Frenchman from France was on that team.
Yeah, one. There's one guy. I can't remember his name. There's one guy.
Rabiot.
He must be the token dude, but everybody else was from French Guyana, French Suriname, French that, French Madison.
Yeah, you look at them, you look at England, you look at all the teams, all the
Even Spain to an extent.
Yeah, Spain. Yeah, Yamil. And then you look at Norway had one or two players. Switzerland, Sweden, all these European teams that two World Cups ago were pretty snowy, and now you look at them and they've got some raisins in the bat.
All right, let's get to CBS Sports. This is the latest update on Spain and Argentina. We're going to get this in. And then Pearlie and I and Stad will be back to wrap up the first hour. And we'll get you ready for the second hour of the press box. And we're talking WNBA, NBA, and Major League Baseball. Pearlie, boy, thank God they rained out last night. Saved you all last night, boy. Rain saved you all last night.
Oh, really?
And I don't want you to sleep. The Lakers are actually going to improve that team, you know. Zaire Williams, big signing.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
And Christian Wood wanted to make a comeback. He hasn't played for 2 years, not last year, but the year before he played for us. He's healthy now. He's ready to go. We might have found ourselves a backup center perfect for what we need.
It looks like they're making some good moves. And I think people are going to underestimate the Lakers, and it's going to be a different story.
All right, let's get to this final coverage of the World Cup update today. Brought to you by CBS Sports. Once we wrap with that, we'll wrap the first hour, and we'll get into the second hour. This is the Press Box. Brought to you by The Island Game, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC Nassau, Green Parrot, and Harborside Marine. Let's get to CBS Sports and their take on their highlight and their preview of today's World Cup final, Spain and Argentina.
This Sunday, for the first time, the top two ranked teams will meet in the World Cup final. Argentina defending the title they won in 2022. Spain looking to win for the second time. So many storylines to dive into here as we welcome in everyone's favorite former U.S. national footballer, Jimmy Conrad. Jimmy, it's been a busy month for you. How are you feeling heading into tomorrow?
Yeah, I feel great. As you mentioned, this is obviously a massive game being a World Cup final, but we have the reigning European champions in the final versus the reigning South American champions. So it's really fitting that we find ourselves in this position. Plus, Argentina are going to be, or trying to be, the first nation to ever win 4 consecutive major trophies in a row. That's unprecedented. And they just happen to have arguably the best player of all time. So, yes, I'm excited from 0 to 100. I'm at 100 for sure.
In play here, including the pitch and the stadium conditions. We know there's some heavy wildfire smoke out there in New Jersey. It's expected to pass by match time, but we've seen teams affected by the outdoors in general with no smoke throughout this tournament. Spain hasn't had to deal with that, though, much. 6 of their 7 World Cup matches have been indoor. So how much do you think that stadium conditions could play a factor here?
It's going to play a factor for sure. I remember when they announced it, Claudia, that it was going to be played in New York at 3 p.m. Eastern kickoff time. I've played in a few of those games in my career, and they are difficult, especially that first 20 or 30 minutes. I think what Spain has going for them, and I'll just get into them a little bit, is that they just keep the ball. So when you keep the ball, the game's a lot easier. It makes it a little bit harder for your opponent. As to the conditions, it's raining right now. It's actually pouring. I'm in Stamford, Connecticut, not too far, maybe about an hour away from MetLife, and I think that the rain and the wind that's coming with it, because there's a lot of wind, we're going to blow out all the bad smoke. So I'm not necessarily worried about air conditions per se. I know there's been some talk from some of the coaches and players about the field quality. My guess is that they've been eyeing this final for quite some time. They haven't had a game here for about 10 to 12 days. So I think everything is going to be peak conditions. And actually, if it's raining, it should benefit Spain a little bit there too, because it's not going to be as hot and humid as it would have been normally.
I also feel like we could have planned this better and just made it indoor, but I'm not the one planning those things. So
that's true.
Let's talk about these teams now then. Argentina's run has been nothing short of magic. Every time you think they're dead, they're done, they come back, they pull it off. How much of that, Jimmy, do you think comes from the team's adversity, that's the word, and the experience that they faced up till this point?
Yeah, no, I think it plays a big factor. Just being able to be in those positions before. As I mentioned, they won the Copa America. That was the first major trophy that Leo Messi had won. And then he goes into the 2022 World Cup. Can they do it for him then? They figure out a way to make that happen in 2022. Then they win the Copa America again. I mean, this is a team that's had win in tough moments. So even when it looks like they're down and out, like when they were down 2-0 to Egypt with 11 minutes to go, they come back and win that one 3-2. Or when they're down to England, who obviously have very good players, and come back and win that one 2-1. There's just no situation. And obviously it helps when you have a magic man in Leo Messi that can make plays for you out of thin air ultimately. So yeah, that's what Spain is the big challenge ultimately, is can they control that X factor that's Messi? Can they control really the game and the the situations. England, I thought, failed in the last 20, 30 minutes, didn't make the right choices. The team got really deep, and that just invites a lot of pressure. Spain's going to learn from that particular game. I thought they were excellent against France. I mean, if we look at that semifinal of Spain versus France, once Spain scored first, France didn't know what to do. They hadn't trailed all tournament, and Spain just went about it. It was like men versus boys, Claudia. It was a really impressive performance on almost every facet of the game. And I wonder, for me, Argentina needs to score first in this. Spain hasn't trailed at all. So you have to have, when you're playing against someone, you want them to start questioning themselves. You want them to suffer a little bit. And Spain hasn't suffered at all throughout this tournament. Maybe when Belgium made it 1-1, but ultimately outside of that, they've been in control of every match. So this is going to be a really good game for a lot of different reasons.
But even if Argentina doesn't score first, they've shown how graphic. That was 78 minutes. But if we go back to the 75th minute, so their tournament high 19 goals, right? 12 of those have come after the 75th minute. It's insane what this team has been able to come back and do in these matchups. And the uphill battle will continue. Like you mentioned, Spain's given up just a single goal all tournament. They keep the ball the whole game. That's their edge there. Curious, though, how much of that has had to do with the opponents they've faced, and what is the recipe for Argentina to get through to them?
Yeah, good question. I feel like Spain managed their group okay. They tied Cabo Verde, 0-0 in that first one, but they were all over him. It wasn't like Cabo Verde was going to score. They just couldn't score themselves. Then they beat Saudi Arabia 4-0. Lamine Yamal scores his only goal so far of the tournament. So we could argue maybe he's due to have a big game here in the final against his hero, Leo Messi. And then they barely get by. They squeak by Uruguay 1-0 in that game. Then they play Portugal, which is a tough one coming out. And they take care of business there. They beat Belgium 1-0. Then they beat France. I mean, it's the way they've been doing it, too. It's been really, really impressive and so solid on both sides of the ball. They're the first team in the history of the World Cup to have 6 clean sheets or 6 shutouts in one single tournament. So they clearly have this identity on both sides of the ball that make it very difficult for you to play. What's interesting is they don't really have any out-and-out star. I mean, Lamine Yamal, yes, but he's not been 100%, so he hasn't been the guy that's really taken the team on his shoulders and done the business. It's really been spread out. Now, they have Mikel Oyarzabal up top, who's got 5 goals, who really fits into the system well, but he's not an out-and-out and traditional number 9. They've got a lot of good players that know what their roles are and are just excellent as a collective. And I think with Argentina, yeah, they have the same passion, that desire, that never-say-die clutch ability, and obviously led by the best player of all time in Leo Messi. But I feel like Spain can systematically just break them down, and if they can score first. Now, you can never count out Argentina, but I just feel like Spain would manage the game better from there. So it's a really interesting game, for the purists, for the nerds, for the casuals. I mean, there's just so many great storylines. So I obviously encourage everybody to tune in and watch.
And so what it sounds like, for a casual, it's Spain's defense. Their attack hasn't really been flashy, but it's been doing enough to win. I don't want to call it a weakness versus weakness, but in a way, right? So it's Spain's attack and Argentina's defense that's shown some holes. So something's got to give. Does it feel like a match where you mentioned maybe Lamine Yamal and Oyarzabal aren't the stars yet, but could they get loose in a spot like this?
Oh, there's no question. I feel like some of the weaknesses for that Argentine back line is their outside backs. So you have Molina on the right, and you have Tagliafico on the left. Listen, good hard workers. When they put on the Argentina shirt, they elevate their performance for sure, just like every other player on the team. But Lamine Yamal versus Tagliafico, yeah, sign me up for that if I'm a Spanish fan. I mean, Lamine Yamal is the goods. He's so good. And I've come out and said we haven't seen his best yet, but I expect to see his best in this final, and I wouldn't put him past him. He's scored some big goals for Barcelona over the last years. He was part of the team that won the Euros 2 years ago. I know he was 17 at that point. He just turned 19, so he's still a youngin', but he's got a ton of experience and understands what it means to take on that responsibility. And then for me, that midfield is really where games are won or lost. That's the cliche, ultimately. Rodri is now rounding into form. He's the captain of Spain. He won the Ballon d'Or 2 years ago. He has the most passes connected in the tournament. He has covered the most ground. I thought he was excellent against France in particular. And he's surrounded by Fabian Ruiz, who just won back-to-back Champions League titles with PSG. And you have Dani Olmo, who plays for Barcelona. And they just have a really good understanding of how to just tire other teams out and make them chase, and then when to go. And then, you know what? Maybe let's just keep it a little bit. They're really good tempo. It's going to be hard for Argentina. You need anybody. I'll say Argentina or anybody else. When you're playing a team like that, you have to be very disciplined and organized when you don't have the ball. And Leo Messi is notorious for just walking around. So ultimately, Argentina, though it's still threatening, don't get me wrong, but Argentina will be defending with 10 players. I don't know of any team to hope to hold off Spain. So, yeah, I think Lamine Yamal can have a big game. I wouldn't be surprised if Oyarzabal steps up and finds a way to get a goal as well. there's going to be goals in this game. I just don't know when they're going to be or how they're going to be scored or who are going to score them. But it's going to be a great game, and I'm really excited to see who performs and steps up.
Yamal, if he does score, he'll become the second youngest player ever to do so in a World Cup final. Just 19 years old in 6 days. Can't imagine what the rest of his career will bring. All right, Jimmy, look into the crystal ball for me. Biggest key to the match, and then we'll get to a pick to win.
Listen, if I can be honest with everybody, mine changes every couple hours. I'm like, yeah, but Argentina, to your point, Claudia, you know, they're good in the end of games, and they got Leo Messi. And then I'm like, what? God, Spain is just so clinical in how they approach the game on both sides of the ball. And then I just go back and forth. Listen, I think it's going to go to extra time. And then I think it's going to go to penalties. Argentina won it in penalties in 2022. Emi Martinez in goal, one of the masters of that. Unai Simon in goal for Spain. Hasn't really had much to do. Has only given up one goal the whole tournament. I could see it going 1-1. Then we get into pens. And I'm honestly at this point flipping a coin. But if you said I had to make a choice, I'll say that Spain ends up finding a way to get the result. And I'm going to break everybody's hearts that are big Leo Messi fans. I'm one as well. I played against him back in the Copa America back in the day. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe destiny has it going somewhere else and Argentina can win 4 straight major trophies. So, Claudia, listen, I'm going back against
Jimmy,
myself at the moment,
you're supposed
but that's
to
where I am. I'm on the fence.
Let's do this then. Let's do this then. Let's do this then. Key to the game for Argentina. If they win, it's because what?
They got to score first. Because they have to make Spain, put them in a situation they haven't been in yet, Claudia, right? They have not been down yet in this game. And Spain did the same to France. And it just forced France to be like, what do we do now? Yes, I know they're littered with world-class players. Whatever the situation is, they should be able to handle it. Sometimes it's not that easy. So Argentina scores first. I think Spain's like, okay, what do we do now? Because as you mentioned before, Spain doesn't have these players that have been performing outright, just big-time studs. They're very collective, and I don't know how they're going to break down Argentina if Argentina gets the lead. So Argentina has to score first. That's key.
I gave you the option to just give me both answers, so you're right either way, Jimmy. Thank you. Enjoy. I know it'll be madness for you all the way leading up to tomorrow. You can catch Jimmy and the Glasgow crew for nonstop World Cup coverage. Our sister network, 40 nations, wall-to-wall soccer, and round-the-clock coverage of free 24/7 on CBS Sports, Golazo Network.
I think it's going to be one great final. I think this is perhaps setting up to be one of the most epic or the epic final that we've seen in World Cups. And we've seen some good ones in the past, but I think 1 versus 2. I mean, this is a chess match that could go either way. Obviously, what penalties, probably me and you ain't really for penalties because there's a doubleheader starting at 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
No. Doubleheader starting at 12:15.
Oh, 12:15. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Y'all talking baseball on World Cup final day?
Oh, you mean that's Yankees and Dodgers start, boy? We can watch that until the game starts at 3, correct, Curly?
Aaron Judge is out. So
that's okay.
No, man. No. I'm going to go rewatch every highlight.
Garvey and Ron say we're out a couple of times, too, back in the day.
See, Stat Boy, your problem is, and I tried to tell you this, the greatest manager in baseball right now, oh Lord, I don't believe I'm going to say this, is Dave Roberts. He's learned to take a bunch of injuries and next man up. And the point is, the Yankees have a winning record with Judge and 18-20 without Judge. And that shows that they only go as far as he can carry them.
And Aaron Boone is manager.
And Aaron Boone is manager is the problem there, though. That's the problem.
This probably his last season. He may get away because he's going to use the excuse, Judge wasn't there, but you got to be able to make other players step up.
How long is Judge out for that, boy?
They just put him on the 60-day IL, so he's not going to be back before probably September.
Oh, God. I was hoping 30-day, but...
No. He's not. He's healing. He's doing some healing, but it's a rib injury. That's very, very difficult. So,
Well, now it's time to play the rookie, man.
Vince Jones.
Oh, Rice is playing. Isn't Rice a rookie? Is it?
No, the other rookie. No, Rice is not a rookie. He's second-year guy. The rookie that plays the outfield start, boy.
You mean Spencer Jones?
Yes.
Oh.
Let Spencer. I mean, somebody got to step up in the lineup with the potential to hit the ball. Spencer does have the potential to knock the ball out of the park.
He does, yeah. He's got great power.
So if he's getting the at-bats, I mean, he might buck up into a couple. You never know.
Absolutely. I mean, it's still low. It's World Cup final day. Like I'm so nervous right now, but I'm so excited. I can't wait for the game.
I think like I said, it's going to line up to be a great game today. We'll do our predictions, at the end of the show like we always do. We're going to get to the break, and then into the break we'll get into the 12 o'clock hour. 12 o'clock hour, we'll pick it up. We'll talk some more Major League Baseball. We'll talk NBA all-season moves. And we'll talk the NFL and start where the Lakers shaping up quietly with this lineup. If Redick could actually be allowed to coach, you never know what may happen.
I think we'll be pretty good.
I'm not saying we're there with the Spurs yet, but I'm saying we'll be improved.
No, we're not there yet.
I don't think we'll miss a certain individual, though. And I think that certain individual ends up in Cleveland. Where do you think he ends up, Pearly?
I don't care where he ends up as long as it's not LA. But I really believe he's leaning towards Warriors. I think it's between Cleveland and Warriors.
What about you, Stat Boy?
I agree with Pearly because I just accounted for the fact that his daughter is 11 years old and has been in LA for 8 years. So her life is LA. So why would he want to move her out of the state?
Yeah, but I know some people. I know a particular person will hate that if he goes for the Warriors. They probably come and join me in the Lakers.
No, Well, I'm going to say, he told us we had to stay with our team with him. They got to stay with their team with him there, Pearly.
No, I can't know that, Naughty. You did go in self-imposed exile.
This is true. This is true.
All right, then. So they're saying they don't want that. They rather lose every game than to see LeBron there.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I think I even said that once or twice. Anyway, let's get to the break. Flip side of the break, we'll be back at you with the press box. The Sunday edition, the July 19th edition, which continues right after this.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters, zines, and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Headed to South Florida soon? Holiday Inn Express in Plantation welcomes you to the heartbeat of Florida fun. Whether it's business or pleasure, the Holiday Inn Express is close to sensational shopping, captivating dining, and nightlife. Elevate your Florida experience. Sleep well and rest easy at Holiday Inn Express. Complimentary breakfast buffet featuring seasonal favorites. Keep up your fitness routine in our 24-hour on-site fitness center with cardio equipment and free weights, or take a refreshing swim in our outdoor pool. Your special Bahamas tourist rate awaits. Holiday Inn Express, 1701 North University Drive, in Plantation. Book your getaway now. Call directly at 954-472-5600 or the sales department for reservations and additional information.
Dive in hot with the new KFC Dunk Buffalo Ranch. A crispy ranch chicken sandwich with buffalo sauce on the side. For just $8.95, get messy with it and dunk it how you want it. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Everybody dunk. Everybody ranch. Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From computer, Island dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back at you on the Sunday, July 19th edition of the Press Box, brought to you by The Island Game, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC, Green Parrot, and Harborside Marine. Nobody in your company right up until 1 p.m. along with Earl the Pearl and Statboy. We're in the building. Big up to Mr. Producer as well, too. 12:04 p.m. on this Sunday afternoon. And we got the World Cup coming up at 3 o'clock. We were talking baseball. I still got some more baseball to talk. First and foremost, Pearly, what's going on in Dodgerland? Apparently, there's been some talks about potentially trading for Tarek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers. What's the latest on that?
When we look at what we're going through in terms of injuries, Blake Snell is ramping it up, so he'll probably be back probably the first week of August. Glasnow is not improving the way we thought he would be, so he's going to be a little longer. Emmett Sheehan has not pitched the way we thought he would, so it's a possibility the Dodgers will pull the trigger on a move. But Detroit may be reneging on trading trading him because they're starting to play some decent baseball. So we'll know in another 2 weeks, August 3rd. But I suspect the Dodgers will make a move to get a frontline pitcher, and probably a move to get a catcher of Bill Smith, because Bill Smith is not improving the way he should either. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks.
All right, let's go to ESPN.
And then there's before you do, there's another concern. Shohei Ohtani's knee is not at the level he can bat, he can run.
I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about that after we play this clip. I wanted to talk about him being shut down on the mound and so on and so forth. So I'll let you get in depth on that right after we play this clip. But here's ESPN's Buster Olney and Mike the Mad Dog going back and forth about who should trade, if the Dodgers should trade for Skubal, or if the Tigers should keep him. Purdy, I hate to say this, if y'all get an opportunity to land him, the rich get richer. Why not? That's almost another World Series or two for you right there.
Yeah, and the Dodgers got a drill load of outfielders. If we get some outfielders in AAA who are ready now,
it's absolutely obscene what your farm system is. It's to the point of disgust now, really.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfair to them because they can't play. So it might make sense to trade one or two so they could get some playing time. And got like Miguel Vargas, who in Chicago, who couldn't play, and he's doing well there now. Michael Busch, who couldn't start in Dodgers. So it's a possibility that we will pull the trigger. I hope we do. I'm greedy like that.
What I admire about your farm system, and you say the catcher, it's not just that you have one, you have three.
Yes.
You have first baseman, we have four.
Yes.
Outfielder, here's 9 to look at.
Yes.
You're deep. It's really disgusting how deep you are. But that's why you stay relevant as well, too. And you can manage bouncing around the luxury tax because you got young talent in the pipeline you could go to on cheap contracts that actually could play.
And a lot of these owners trying to implement this salary cap, which the Players Association are totally against, thinking that they will curb us, but not knowing that we have the number 2 farm. We can be fine with the big money or without the big money spending.
All right, let's check in with ESPN's, like I say, Buster Olney and Mad Dog on should the Dodgers make the trade for Skubal or should the Tigers keep him?
Tarek Skubal is a name that has been circulating, and so Buster, should the Tigers trade him? What do you think?
No, they should not, because of the trend that they've been on here the last month and a half. Since the beginning of June, Shea, they are 22-14. That's a 99-win pace. And they've made up a lot of ground in the standings. They're 3.5 games out of the race for the third wild card. And normally you'd go, that's not a big deal. Well, the American League stinks compared to previous years. If the Tigers get into the postseason, they could do some damage. They could be like the Texas Rangers of 2023 who went on to. So I think the Tigers should add rather than trade Skubal away for value.
Yeah, I disagree with you there, Buster. And you and I are usually on the same page on this. Tigers are 6 or 7 games under 500. I don't take it. I know the American League is terrible. I can't take it seriously when you're 6 or 7 games under 500. Plus, they lost their last 2 games to Philadelphia. They are not going to sit there and win the World Series. They can't let them walk. I forget nothing. They have to trade him. If you're going to sit there and tell me that you think the Tigers with Skubal can win the World Series, and not some fluke win, they're a legitimate contender, I would buy it. They are not winning the World Series. If they make the playoffs, it'll be by the skin of their teeth. And I'm not sure how he doesn't pitch a lot of innings in the playoffs anyway. Last year, he took himself out after 99 pitches against Seattle with a 1-0 leading Game 5 of the divisional series, which was ridiculous. And they ended up losing the game in the 14th inning. They have to trade him. Sooner rather than later, trade him. He's going to end up with a big team anyway that has tons of money at the end of the day. It's the same problem that baseball has. If you are a mid-market team and you have this kind of player on your team, especially a pitcher, where you're not worried, you don't want to spend that money, and Scott Boras is the agent, you got to trade the guy long before he becomes a free agent in his free agent year, because you're never going to re-sign him. He's not re-signing with Detroit under any circumstances. He's playing out his option to get $400 million. Tigers can't afford that. And so having him there for this last year, it's almost stupid.
Boy, a lot of decisions to make. I think the Dodgers, if somebody makes the trade, it'll probably be the Dodgers.
I think Philadelphia's in the money as well. But if you really look at Detroit is 6 right now in the wild card. They got the Blue Jays, the Astros, the Orioles, the Twins, and the Mariners ahead of them. The Mariners are going to probably win that division. The Astros are going to give it a run for the money. The Blue Jays just came out of the World Series, so it's going to be hard for Detroit to make the playoffs. And the fact that Skubal is in his end of his contract year, they're not going to pay him $400 million. They're not going to pay him that. They're not going to pay him that. So the problem is going to be you're going to lose your best player and be with nothing when you could get a couple of young studs to come
see what you could turn them into.
Yeah, and maybe get a young pitcher that could come out there that's under contract. You don't have to spend them a lot of money right now. And they may fall right into the plan if the owners get their way with a salary cap. I don't know if they will, but I'm telling you, let's enjoy this baseball because it may not be any baseball next year.
All right, let's get to the phone lines. Press box.
Yes, good morning, Nori and Pearl.
What's going on?
Yeah. Let me hear you now.
Listen, listen, man. The Yankees lost game 1, and like I said, remember I said that we have a fundamental flaw, right? You remember me telling you that?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I won that easily because neither one of those teams play up to true potential. They were both full of errors. And
no, you got to give Garrett Cole some props. Garrett Cole pitched a good 4 or 5 innings, and he held the
you hear what I say? I said fundamental. I didn't say nothing but pitching. His pitching was superb. He just made that one mistake when during the 6th of month, and he convinced Boone that he should stay, and that's the only mistake he made. But the Yankees
he made that mistake. That was the mistake.
Game, despite that mistake,
Boone made that mistake. You should take him out.
Yeah, they had an opportunity to win the game because I don't know what Grissom was doing. I don't know what base coach had was because reality is he should have been able to run. He should have been able to score, man.
No, he should have hold him up. He shouldn't have sent him. You don't send on Pajes, man. You don't run on Pajes. Yeah, he should have hold him up on third and hope for the best from there.
Yeah, but it wasn't really running, you know. And I say again, fundamental flaws. Fundamental.
Well, the Yankees had no errors in that game.
No, notwithstanding.
They scored their one run on a Pajes error.
No, I'm saying that the team is not sound fundamentally sound.
You hitting at Boone. You hitting at management. You hitting at Boone. Let me say it for you. You hitting at Boone, right? Call it. You're saying it starts and ends with Boone. Well, I agree. Let me say it if you don't want to say it. It starts and ends with Boone, and he got to go.
I said it before. I said Boone had to go. I said that. I mean, I didn't say it just now, but I said it, I think it was last week sometime.
Yeah, you did say it. You said it, I think, when you called me the other day.
Right. When I called your show last week, I said Boone had to go. He must go.
Yeah.
I made that clear. The Yankees will not be successful with Boone as the manager. He's not. Number one, he don't know how to. He's good for the players. The players love him because he'll go to the extreme to try pacify people to say, well, he made that was a fundamental error, but he had what could have been better. That's what Boone does. He cover up, right, for foolishness. You had a manager who's like a Joe Torre, who understands that it's about the fundamentals. If you get the fundamental aspect of it right, more than 9 or 10 chances the other things will fall in place. If you watch Charles Chisholm, for instance, I watch him throwing that ball. He doesn't get himself properly. He make these off-balance throw, and then it's crazy what I see him with the Yankees. It's crazy. The only real strong fundamental position he got is the third baseman. He's solid, but he can't hit. But fundamentally, he is solid. Well, they can't say nothing, but Bellinger is awesome. Right? Grissom is coming into his own.
Bellinger's playing some good baseball.
Right?
Yeah, he's playing some really good baseball. Bellinger's playing some good baseball right now.
Right, and then in right field we have a youngster who is good with the bat, but fundamentally he's not strong. He's going to make the errors. He's going to cost you. We're trying our best with him, but there ain't nothing much you can do with him right now. He needed because the Yankees really he's hitting better than all the other people. So we forced the player because Stanton is out. I don't know why they don't stop talking about Stanton. Stanton is finished. Right? See, these are things that the organization have to understand. Forget about that investment. That's a lost investment. You have 1 more year in his contract to get that. That's done. What you need to do now is use some of the people in the farm club, try to bring up, like if you got a shortstop there, well, he was out for a couple of weeks, but he's now back. Bring him up maybe by end up the middle of August and try to get him in the key position. I don't want him to get rid of the youngster because he's going to replace Judge. So try, even though he got a lot of holes in his swing, keep developing him because down the road, another year or two, he's going to be awesome.
Yeah, but I think you guys need a catcher as well. Your catching has not been up to par. But our catcher, the Egas can't hit, but he's strong better than every other catcher in the league. And I want you to try to defend that. But who are you going to put that is better than a Yankee catcher? Who is better behind the plate than him? Will Smith.
Who Will Smith?
A couple out there now, caller. And I'm at a Yankee, you know that, but come on now, better than Wells?
I'm talking about behind the plate. I'm talking about fundamentally strong behind the plate. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bat because he don't have any bat.
Will Smith calls a great game. Will Smith, you don't run on Will Smith anymore. Will Smith is top 3 catcher in the league right now. He's hurt, but he's the top 3 catcher in the league right now.
But our Yankee catcher is there, but he just can't hit. That's a problem. He just can't. Like I said, I don't know who's hitting. That's why I regret that we didn't bring Don Manley back into the Yankee organization. He's now managing the Phillies. You see what has happened to the Phillies?
All right.
Yeah, but if the Yankees pull a trigger in a trade for a catcher, watch.
Watch this. Watch this, caller. And I have no like axe to grind with Wells. I don't have an issue with him, but like I agree with you, don't have no bat. All of these guys I'm about to mention, they defensively sound and they got a bat. The one I like the best on this list is the number 5 rated catcher in baseball is Gabriel Moreno from Arizona. Very under the radar, but Purdy's familiar with him because he in the division. Yeah. Not a bad catcher, correct, Purdy?
He's very good. He's very good.
Brings a good bat. Now, there's somebody that I know stat was Alejandro Kirk from the Toronto Blue Jays.
My boy.
Okay? Now,
and if Toronto continues on the path they will be sellers, and that's the move somebody will make.
Adley Rutschman for the Orioles, excellent defensive catcher right there, under the radar kind of guy. Here's my guy in all of this. Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners. You all know I like Big Cal. He hits the crap out of the ball.
Yeah.
You know?
He crushes the baseball.
And the number 1 catcher rated by baseball defensively and who does swing a stick, Patrick Bailey of the San Francisco Giants. Purdy could talk all about him.
And he could be on the trading block as well, and that might be the move the Yankees may make.
Okay. So let's still right here now. We need one that is catching is one thing that we definitely need because of Wells' inability to hit. So we got to have him. We got to get a catch. There's no if and on about that. But the shortstop, I still hear them talking about Bobby. As far as they're concerned, I didn't move beyond him. He should be gone.
Yeah, don't be the heck out of there. Slide Josh to shortstop and find somebody for second base in the farm system. You got 2 or 3 kids ready to go.
Yes, that's a good move. Move Josh from second and put him at short. I think he could solve that problem there at shortstop because he got a better arm.
While Volpe doesn't play great defense, he has a really good bat. And right now with the team that y'all ain't got no batting, y'all need him.
Really? What bat you talking about Volpe have? Stop talking foolish.
Volpe got a decent bat.
Huh? You mean because he had a couple of hits since he came up from the minors? Stop talking nonsense, man. The guy who plays shortstop is a far better person to have at short because he has range, he has the ability to hit, he can throw, and he's a fundamental much more strong than Volpe. Come on now.
I'm not taking that away. I'm not taking that away from him.
Let's be real. You know, I don't sugarcoat nothing, right? I tell you where it is.
I don't take away.
Volpe 224.
Yeah,
he had a red paper bag. He barely above the Mendoza line.
Yeah, I see. I always tell them when we had a Bucky Dent with shortstop, he might only batted 250. He was consistent. He stayed above that. He was fundamentally strong, and we could have lived with that 250. Remember now, the Yankees in 1998 had a team that called Scott Brocious was our third baseman. He batted 290.
Right.
Think about that. Scott Brocious batted 290. It's our third baseman. And
he was hit 179 in the last 10 games for the Yankees with 5 hits in the last 10 games.
Yeah, well, what I talking about, why I draw that analogy, I'm saying that to see how far we fall from grace, the Yankees that in 98 won 114 or 15 games.
Yeah, man, but we get them days long gone, man.
Well, you can't say it's long gone. It's just that they're not pulling the trigger when they need to do that. They try to pep situations. Use, go out there and get. We could have gotten a good bat before we got in the situation because being optimistic about Judge coming back, yeah, but it takes time to rev up and all that sort of stuff. So my thing was we should have gone out and get a good right-hand batter while Judge was still in the lineup. So even in his absence now, you would have someone to help carry the load. Right? Bellinger, them just, they okay, but they ain't ready for that, all that load on their shoulder.
Yeah, then you got to go, and this with Boone come in again, you got to go small ball, and they got everything made to play small ball.
Yeah, but I think Alston Vernon is, I think, things, man. If I want a team, you can only do what I allow you to do, right? Isn't that true?
Yeah, but you're a team that was in the World Series 2 years ago. You're a team that's in the money. You're the number one wild card team right now, and you've given up on your team.
I'm not
the trade deadline. The trade deadline is coming up.
Rice is coming into his own, right? Bellinger will be Bellinger. All right.
Bellinger's having one as better. Yes.
Could be a better player. He's having a lot of flaws himself because he's not thinking. When he kept on the field, he can make a good play, catch the ball deep in the hole, get up, and he just airmail the ball over the dugout. That's foolishness.
That goes to management. That goes to management as well. You see, Rushing was having a rough time in LA. Davey Roberts took the time out, go and sat down with him, had some conversations with him, talked to him, and showed that fatherly figure and say, listen, you got to do this and that. And that's not what Boone. Boone is not doing that.
I know.
And that's the problem the Yankees have.
That's why he is the biggest problem in New York is Aaron Boone.
But I've been saying that for a minute, caller. But
anyhow, y'all take care, man. We'll talk again.
You too, man. Enjoy your Sunday.
All right, Mr. Yankee.
Now, real quick, we were talking trade and potential trades and so on and so forth. Trade deadline is coming up. And Jeff Passan from ESPN said the two biggest players, in his opinion, should be the Giants and the Mets. What say you guys?
The Mets will become sellers. I think the Mets will become sellers. Yeah.
I think the Mets going to have a fire sale.
They'll sell.
They're not going to trade Soto. They're not going to trade Soto, but they're going to make some moves.
What about Bo Bichette? You think Bo gets traded?
That's a possibility because he's not quite working out the way they thought he would.
All right, let's check in with Jeff Passan and ESPN, and then we'll be right back right here in the press box.
Told me yesterday on SportsCenter, Skubal to the Dodgers could be a possibility.
I mean, it could be.
Lord.
They have they have a really, really good farm system, and Detroit could use outfielders and starting pitchers, and that's what the Dodgers have an abundance of.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, which teams are absolutely that you can say are sellers at this point?
There are only three, which you go back and look, Hannah, at the anti-tanking rules implemented. They worked. And right now, all you have out there are the San Francisco Giants, the New York Mets, and the Colorado Rockies. And the Giants are an interesting case. Pretty much everyone except Logan Webb is for sale there. With the Mets, they informed teams this week that they're going to be dumping guys, whether it's Freddie Peralta, Brooks Raley, A.J. Minter. I don't think Francisco Lindor moves, but it's not entirely out of the question. And then with the Colorado Rockies, they're just not very good, and there are not a lot of guys there. Maybe Mickey Moniak, who's had a solid season, but really the Giants and the Mets are the teams to keep an eye on before all of those other teams figure out the standings and what they're going to do going forward.
So there you have it.
Yeah.
I think the Mets are going to be in that market.
Yeah, I think the Mets are going to be in the market. I think the Mets are going to dump. All right. They're 16 games out. They're in last place in their division. They're probably almost in last. They right above the Rockies in the wild card for the last place in the wild card. So I don't see the Mets being much. I wouldn't be surprised if the Padres do some dumping as well. It would not surprise me. They're not going to trade to the Dodgers, but I wouldn't be surprised if they dump it. They need to make some. It's just not working for the Padres. And I think they need to decide now what they're going to do. All right. They tried to make some moves in the offseason there. I mean, they had some internal strife with the owner dying and the wife and the brothers, them fighting over the team. But I think it's going to be interesting to see if the Padres pull the trigger on one or two trades. But definitely the Mets. Definitely, I think the Rockies going to make some moves.
Yeah, maybe the Yankees go right up the road to the Mets and get Bo Bichette.
No, I tell you, Royals are like 8th place in the wild card. It would not be surprised me if Bobby Witt gets moved. Now that might be a player that the Yankees would like to get after. Get Bobby Witt. That's of your Yankee team.
Oh hell yeah!
That changes the whole dynamics of your team. Bobby Witt is probably the best shortstop, if not top 3 in the league.
He's definitely the modern day George Brett of that franchise for sure.
Yeah, he's got the bat, he's got the glove, he's got this. He's a 5-tool player. He's really good,
and he plays at any level against any competition. Because you saw him in the All-Star game, played amongst peers just as well as playing for Kansas City small market team.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I'm excited to see what happens. This is one of the first
could actually work because they could actually give Kansas City some pieces what they need.
But I don't know how good the Yankee farm system is. What you got to give up? I mean, we gave you our 15th ranked player, and he became your number 1 player in the farm system.
Yeah, but there's always something the Yankees can always do with a small market team like Kansas City. Cash considerations.
Yeah, maybe so.
Let's keep an eye on that. And draft picks are draft picks. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You team like Kansas City that could very well be top 10 picking every year, and then you get the Yankees picks for a plethora of years in a row.
Yeah, but don't ask the Dodgers. We don't get no number 1 picks. We just get penalized every year because we overspend.
All right. Statboy, you got anything to add on baseball?
All I can say is I hope that we make key moves at the deadline. Try to improve this team. Just pray for Aaron Judge's health. After the season, Boone needs to be gone, though. Has to be gone, as it pertains to my Yankees. And as for the Mets, they've always been the doormats in New York, and they will have a fire sale and be garbage again. So,
but you know the Mets. Y'all give the Dodgers hell about spending money. You know the Mets has the highest payroll in baseball. And
no, yeah, that's why
there.
that's why I'm clowning them.
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime you see the
I
Mets
clown
with
the
big
Dodgers
payroll,
because
you know
y'all are
they gonna
good.
stink.
Would you
Say
rather
that
me
again,
clown
Tony?
y'all because
Anytime you see the Mets have a big payroll and they spend in the offseason, they stink.
Yeah.
You remember
Yeah.
when they signed Mo Vaughn from Boston and all of that, spent all that money that time? Boom. And they
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah.
Every time they spend money, they stink it up.
But the owner he says he wants to replicate what the Dodgers do. He needs to fly out to LA, sit with Friedman, sit with Roberts and find out exactly what it is we do. And one of the things that the Dodgers do is we take care of our players and their families. We create a family atmosphere. We travel the families with the team at times. We put them up in skybox. We take good care of the team. And when they get hurt, they get the best treatment. So people want to play for LA because of the way the management and the ownership treats them.
Now, here's a great segue. I hope that the Laker organization now, who are now under that same Dodger management, do the same thing moving forward. And I think they have done a great job. And we should open with them and what they've done in the offseason so far, but we can't because Statboy got breaking news, huge trade in the NBA, correct?
yes, that's correct.
What we got? Let us have it.
Luguentz Dort from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Hold on. My boy on the all-name team, Luguentz Dort.
Yes, Luguentz Dort has been
Dort?
traded to the Hawks in a 3-team deal.
Oh,
The
dear
former
God.
number 1 pick from Atlanta, Zachary Risache, is going to the Mavericks. Ryan Nembhard is going to Atlanta as well. And that will be 3 second-round picks going back to Oklahoma City. And they've shed $200 million this offseason. They've traded Dort, Isaiah Joe, and Aaron Wiggins.
And Dort will probably get a big contract from the Hawks, correct?
He will. I mean, he joins Nickeil Alexander-Walker, that's Shea's cousin, and he joins, Dyson Daniels, those great wing defenders. And now Dort's going to be a part of that defensive nightmare. But
And you know, if the Lakers make that trade and send Vanderbilt there, now they've got a stable of 4 big guy defenders that can play multiple positions.
They do.
And defensively, they could lock down teams.
They have a hobby collecting draft picks.
They run it well, though. You erase $220 million
Yes.
and get 3 draft picks back, and second-round picks are now commodities in the NBA.
I mean, somebody going to get a big contract. Who's Oklahoma overdue for a contract?
What's that team look like right now? Start by after Luguentz and go after those
Key
departures.
pieces, they've got Shea, they've got Jalen Williams still, both Jalen Williams, Alex Holmgren, Hartenstein. That's their core. They also got the young kid out of the Spanish center, Adai Mara.
Right.
Yes.
Which was a steal, I think.
4'7", 7'5". Great picks, but now the team is going to reshape and remold. But see, Oklahoma City it was.
And quick question though, Statway, they still have personal press box fan favorite of the Oklahoma City Thunder because he was drunk up in Banana Man's taxi prior to the
I just said they have Chet Holmgren.
Chet Holmgren, thank you. Once they still got Big Chet.
Holmgren. Is he up for a new contract now? Is his rookie contract up now?
He already signed his extension after they won the title.
Okay.
So he's been extended.
Yes, that's right.
He's going to be the big straw that
You're
stirs
correct.
the drink in OKC, baby.
Yeah, but not when he has to face the Spurs and puts up 4 points in an elimination game.
And then this is why I like Wemby and I like his Mamba mentality. Chet Holmgren and Team USA beat Team France years ago in a FIBA international tournament. And Wemby had to sit there and watch Chet them get the gold medal, and they got second. And on that team was Chet Holmgren, Anthony Edwards, several others. And Wemby was looking at them with that Kobe look in his eye. And sure enough, every chance since he's gotten to take on Chet Holmgren, he has punked Chet Holmgren on every moment and opportunity.
Yes.
So I got mad love for Wemby on that level right there. That's that Kobe-ish right there. Okay, you beat me here. I remember you beat me here. Watch this. I got beat you every time I see you from here on out.
Absolutely.
But speaking of Wemby, they asked him he's pissed with Spain for eliminating his team in the World Cup.
Good.
So they asked him who he thought would win. He said, "I hope neither."
Good. France doesn't win anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they got to get over it, man. Spain totally outclassed France.
No,
And I think-
listen. These Europeans and South Americans and Africans take this World Cup really, really serious.
Big time. Big
You know,
time.
the players go on the field crying when they lose. You know, Lakers getting swept in the playoffs last year. LeBron just walked off the thing like nothing happened.
But that's his MO, and that's what he's always do.
Yep.
But speaking of LeBron, where do you think he ends up, though? I say Cleveland.
Listen, there's Cleveland, there's the Warriors, there's the Knicks, even the Spurs now have expressed some interest in him, as well as the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like 5 or 6 teams really, and he's eating this up. I think he could have picked a team a little while ago, but I think he's just milking this and just glorifying in this bull crap.
That's all it is. He'll go to Miami.
I doubt Miami seriously.
Actually,
It won't
no.
surprise me, but I doubt Miami seriously.
I'll replace Miami. I'll say Philly, because I think Philly and Cleveland are the only 2 teams willing to really give LeBron that power he wants and that like worship he wants. You know what I mean? Like Philly hasn't won in almost 40 years, so they'll acquiesce to a lot of things he wants done with the team and how he wants to be treated, and so on and so
And
forth.
they'll take the ball out of Maxey hands.
Yeah, even so, because they just won a championship.
You ain't gonna win a championship taking the ball out of Maxey hands.
LeBron played third option last year, so
That's why he's not a Laker. He's
How
not
about
going to
that?
go anywhere, but he can be third option.
Now, let's just go down the list. Let's check in with Michael Windhorst. Let's check in with Windy and ESPN. Here's a counterpoint that he's making why it might not be a bad idea for LeBron to return to the Miami Heat. Let's check that out, and we'll be right back and pick up the conversation. And we'll hear from Kendrick Perkins next.
With this particular free agency that LeBron's doing, Peter, the teams are actively saying it publicly because they don't get private conversations with them. You know, I know there's nothing that Pat Riley can say about the Heat LeBron doesn't already know. But the fact that he is taking this opportunity while welcoming Giannis to appeal to LeBron is an indication of A, how badly the Heat wants him, and B, that this entire operation is rolling out in public with the teams in the dark. And I think Miami can make a compelling case. If LeBron wants to play the type of basketball that is more comfortable to him, where he has the ball, the Heat are the team that is the fit for that. Now, I don't know whether that's important to him. I don't know whether the way he played in Los Angeles last year is something he doesn't want to do, because he won't. But if they want to play like he has always played for 23 years, Miami makes some sense. Plus, Giannis and Bam Adebayo provide the defensive cover. And again, if he's going to play multiple years, it would give the Heat time to build this roster up. So that's a factor as well.
All right, so
He's
that's
right.
the take for Miami.
He's right.
That's
He's right. Miami needs the one more player. LeBron has that's why I don't see him going to Philly, because that means you're taking the ball out of Maxey's hands. But I can see him being in Miami where he has the ball in his hand, because I don't think he wants to be that third option that he was in LA. I think that's why he didn't come back. I'm pretty certain of that.
What say you, Stat?
I mean, to a degree, that's true. He doesn't want to be the third option, totally. At worst, second at this point in his career. You know, all great players, they have their egos, they have their attitudes, so on and so forth. But I think he knows that this is like really Luka's team and AR's team, and eventually, you know, Kessler's team as well as a third option. LeBron is going to go somewhere the fans will adore him and put up with whatever he does. And I think Philly and Cleveland will be the two main ones to do that. I don't necessarily think, because that's still Steph Curry's team until Curry retires. You know what I mean? The only
And then
way you do that-
Draymond is the next phase. So yeah.
Exactly.
Well, let's check in with Kendrick Perkins right now, and here's his take on why LeBron should go to Philadelphia. I think that he'll just ruin a young team if he goes there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But that's just my 2 cents. But let's hear from Big Perk on his take on LeBron to the Sixers.
I will say this. If he goes to Philadelphia, they should be the favorite of coming out of the Eastern Conference. If he does pick the 76ers, they will be the favorite for us coming out of the East. With all due respect to the New York Knicks, the champs, when you look at the pieces that they already have, he would do wonders for Joel Embiid on both ends of the floor and off the floor. Like, when you talk about leadership, when you talk about being that guy, that floor general, and to help Joel Embiid and to take pressure and to make the game easier for Joel. LeBron also, Wendy talked about how he transitioned to being that third option guy last year to Luka and Austin Reeves when they all was healthy. Think about the transition that we've seen over the past few years of him actually playing power forward or center at times. Like, LeBron James is still one of the most athletic and biggest guys in the NBA at 6'9", 6'10", 250, 260, and he's still versatile defensively, and he could guard a lot of people outside his position. If he was to go to the 76ers and team up with Maxey and Jaylen Brown and VJ Edgecombe and Embiid, they would be the favorites coming out of the East.
Points by Perk right there, but I just personally think locker room wise, you know what LeBron does.
I think he'll hurt the progress of the Phillies going there. I think he'll pull them back.
76ers, Pearly.
I think by taking the ball out of Maxey's hand, he's gonna. No, I don't like that move. I rather see him go to Miami where he could fit in. I would hate to see him in Golden State. I think Golden State is a team. It's a mature old team. Because of the age factor, he may fit in well there, but I think he'll hurt that team as well. I don't. I think he should play his last days in Miami and then go home and chill.
Stephen A. Smith says he should go home right now and go back to the land. Let's check in with ESPN Stephen A. Smith on his take why LeBron is best suited to go back to Cleveland.
On the basketball side, it's clear to me that the Eastern Conference is the way to go. Right. Philadelphia with Maxey, JB, VJ Edgecombe. If Embiid is 50% come playoff time, with the three of them plus LeBron, look the hell out, okay? So that's an option. You look at Miami, that's Giannis, Bam, and Portis on your front line.
Solid.
Yeah, all right? That means LeBron would have the ball, which is where he's most comfortable. Creating mismatches, running the offense. And it's a system he's familiar with because it's a coach that he played for and went to 4 straight NBA Finals for and won back-to-back championships. And Pat Riley. And then, of course, there's Cleveland because he's back home where if he passes gas, they'll call it perfume. He can do no wrong. He can do no wrong in Cleveland. Everything would be somebody else's fault. He would be deified. They could erect a statue for him while he's still playing, for crying out loud. That's how beloved he is in that area where he erased the 52-year curse for the area and delivered the championship. And in terms of James Harden and his non-showing up self in a game 6 or 7, you don't have to worry about that. Kenny Atkinson would be coaching the team. That's the name only. We know who the coach would be. It would be LeBron James. Whatever the hell he says is what will go in Cleveland. Everybody knows that. So with all of that going on, there's a lot to think about is my point. It's like he said, do I think he knows where he's going? Hell to the yes. I think he already knows. And in that regard, I get where you're coming from. But damn, if we sat up there and said, wait a minute, the world is transfixed on us, and we're getting all of this attention, and they wait for the World Cup to get over before I say anything because everybody's wondering what I'm doing. After the way he felt he was treated in L.A., why not make folks wait? I got no problems with it whatsoever. He's earned it. To me, right now, he's still one of the top 15 players in the world. Right now, at age 41, entering his 24th season. And I listened to him yesterday. He talked about he talked about 2 more seasons. And that's what I said all along. I said he's gone for 25 years. He's trying to play a quarter century. That's what this was all about. Well, how you want to end it? Do you want to end it in the comfort and the confines near your family while playing with the babyface assassin? Or do you want to go back east? I think if he's going back east, obviously I have nothing against anybody who's going to Miami. That is a beautiful choice to make.
Oh, goodness.
But, if you're him.
Well, there you have it. You heard what Stephen A. said.
Maybe calls it like it is.
Absolutely. I fully agree.
I think he should go to Cleveland, get the rocking chair treatment, get the swan song, all of that, and see what he can do. The roster's pretty much intact for him to go to war with.
It's amazing. If he passes gas, they'll call it perfume. And that's true, That is so true.
If I'm James Harden, I welcome LeBron James there because the floor spacing is going to give me a lot of open 3 looks.
And James Harden, like Stephen A., he doesn't show up in the 6 and 7 game anyway, so why not?
Agreed, and that's true.
But He goes to Cleveland, he'll retire with his 4 rings. That's it.
I agree. I don't see them winning or coming out the East. I could see them getting a weird finals run, but I don't think they win next year.
I don't know. I think he needs to hurry up and make up his mind as to where he's going to go, because even the league is like, make up your mind, bro. We need to make the schedule.
I'm tired of this now. I'm tired of this. Come on, hurry up the announcers. He's trying to milk this thing like you some, like, the more he does it, the more I dislike him.
He's milking it for sure. All right, let's swing to the NFL real quick. Purdy, what you got for us from Dolphin camp? Or from Dolphins?
You know what? While I think the Dolphins will be a losing team this year, they got some bright young players that come. I'm kind of excited to watch Achan. I'm excited to see what Willis does as the quarterback. Jones is the linebacker. We got some young players coming up there in cornerback, coming up in linebacker and the edge. I'm excited to see these young players develop and watch what Miami does for the 2027 season.
What you got out of Baltimore, Stat Boy?
I want to take this time to thank every player who votes for the NFL Top 100 players. You voted Lamar Jackson at number 68, and he was number 2 last year. Just watch what we have in store for y'all this season. That's all I have to say.
I hear that.
68? No, we'll show you 68.
Nah, Stat Boy, let's sit back and watch this spin on Dallas. What say you about Dallas, Naughty?
Listen, the offense is intact from last season. I don't think we're going to have any issues barring injury. We should be a very smooth operating offensive unit. I think we should be in the top 2 or 3 like we were last year. I think they're going to be put in a position this year where Dak gets to finish some games, meaning we can run out the clock and get to the running game to run out some games. I think the defense is definitely where we're going to see the improvement with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not saying they're going to be a top 10 unit, but my God, I mean, you're 31st out of 32. Only way to go is up. I think we've got a wonderkin potential future head coach in Christian Parker, who's done an awesome job getting the defense rallied, around his system, buying into his system. He's gotten players to play for his system, meaning that work in his system. That's a big reason why we traded O.C. Odigizua, great player, but he was no longer going to fit in the system that Parker's running. And that's why they made the trade. So I say that to say this. He's there. He's a guy that looks like they say he doesn't leave the facility. He's there all the time. The players have bought in. And I'm going to say, 2 words that is going to help this whole thing transition. You want to say them for me there, Stat Boy, or should I say them the 2 words again?
Go ahead and say them.
Caleb Downs. In fact, 3 words. Caleb freaking Downs.
That's your phrase, man. That's not mine.
I have one
request. They said that this kid is right there in the facility with Parker the whole time. He knows all the nuances of the defense so far. He's ready to call it. So I think we'll be strong on the back end, strong on the front end, and strong in between. Parker will have the defense competitive enough for us to be a playoff team. What we do from there is beyond me. But I do have us winning the division because, like I said, last year was time in 24 years that we had a repeat winner in that division. That division is wide open. The Giants have improved, the Commanders have improved, and the Eagles are the Eagles. I think the most improved team are the Cowboys, and I think they win the division. Does that speak for anything in the playoffs? No.
Okay. I'm going to ask Chris, Mr. Producer, I want you to save this piece right here. I want you to hold this until our October 25th show, God willing. And I want to see if it's the same thing October 25th. Do that for me, please, Mr. Producer.
You know he will. You know he will.
Yeah. And I'm putting in my phone October 25th, remind producer to play that clip.
All right. But let's get to the World Cup. We got to do the predictions. So let's get the predictions in, and then we got Rich Eisen with his what's more likely taking us home today, and let's see what Rich is talking about today. Real quick. Rich is talking about the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Seahawks, Rams, Cowboys, LeBron, the World Cup, and more. We're going to get our picks in, and obviously Rich will take us home. So, real quick, Purdy, starting doing our picks, brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. The game, you know, the friends you trust. Multiple plays to play and multiple ways to win. Single game for the World Cup. You've also got the money lines. You've got the over and under. You've got teaser bets and prop bets. Simply log on to theislandgame.com. The game, you know, the friends you trust. And the Island Game always reminds you to play responsibly. All right.
This is going to be an interesting game. If Spain gets to play their game of keep away, I call it keep away, possession football, and they can score early, where they can keep putting the pressure on Argentina, they have a good chance. I think the key player is not going to be Messi in this game. It's going to be in Enzo Fernandez, who scored that header against England. I think he's a midfielder, and he's going to be the difference playing up against that tough midfield of Spain. I like Argentina 3-2.
Go ahead, start.
This ain't even a question, man. Spain 2, Argentina 1 in regulation.
Ohio State.
They haven't faced a defense like ours. Part of me wants to say, you know what, they'll score 2 goals, but I think I'm underestimating our defense again. I'm gonna trust it today, like I should have been trusting it against France. But I do think Argentina will score, but I think we get it done. I think you see a goal from Oyarzabal and either Baena or Pedro Porro again. And Rodri's going to be the player of the game, controlling the midfield.
All right.
There's 2 words you start by: Ohio State. Go ahead, Naughty.
No, this is different. This is completely different.
Okay. First and foremost, I would tell you, predicated from last week, I had a dream. I didn't tell anybody. I just started talking up Spain and Argentina in the final. Notice Spain and Argentina's in the final. Well, in my dream, I saw Spain 2, Argentina 1. The goals were by Lamine Yamal early, and late it was Mikel Merino. 2-1 Spain. They win it in regulation. No penalties, Pearly. Thank Jesus. No penalties. Okay. Spain 2-1. And Yamal gets the early goal. Mikel Merino gets the late goal. I was thinking Pedro Porro as well too, Sancho, but Marino's that kind of guy. And he has a knack for putting the ball in the net. So I'm going to roll my dice on Merino late, Yamin early. And of course, the goal for Argentina will come from none other than who? Lionel Messi.
And he goes out like that. Early before we get out of here, and before I just start praying to God again, I just want to make something very, very clear. You could mention Ohio State all you want. They're an American college football team.
And you can never mention Ohio State without mentioning the name of who? Caleb freaking Downs, safety.
Not only
Dallas Cowboys.
I'm not. I understand your point. I'm only mentioning Ohio State because you're beginning to sound a lot like you did when you thought Ohio State was
freaking Downs.
That's fair, but how humble have I been this entire tournament?
You've not really been humble. You've been on Spain that straight through.
Because
you've been to Argentina,
that's where I descend with Ohio State, but I agree. Okay, you're fine.
That's where I descend from, and guess what? Even when I thought we would beat every opponent, which we have thus far, I was respectful to every opponent, especially France, who we dismantled worse than almost any other team. I'm just saying, it's different when you pull for your country and your heritage. Like it's completely different.
And one time for all of my British friends here in the Bahamas, 2 World Wars, 1 World Cup. The saga continues.
Hey, shout out to England, though. That was their best finish since, 66?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked to Cowboys and other teams, but England's really got it bad. They've really got it bad. But credit for 3rd place. And we'll beat
All right, Mr. Producer giving us the signal. Let's get into what's more likely with Rich Eisen taking us home today. For Pearly and for Statboy, I appreciate you guys. Great show as always. We'll do it again next Sunday. And of course, starting next Sunday, we have our NFL division breakdowns. We'll be doing NFC, AFC right up until kickoff. We'll start with the AFC. We'll end with the NFC. And Mega should be joining us as well. And we'll have a few cameos by some new contributors as well, too. 49ers, by the way, so brace yourself.
Oh, boy.
You know who it is, too.
I don't know who it is.
It's your number 1 rated card-carrying bronzexual of all time.
Oh, Lord of mercy. And by that,
Eric Sawyer.
by that time, LeBron's probably pick a team, and he's really going to milk it. Eric is really going to milk it then.
We'll be talking to Eric as well. Too,
Look forward to talking to you, Eric.
All right, so we'll be chopping it up. But like I say, have a great Sunday, man. For Stat Boy, for Pearly, for Mr. Producer, this your boy Naughty. We'll see you next week right here in the press box.
Ciao.
Dive in hot with the new KFC Dunk Buffalo Ranch. A crispy ranch chicken sandwich with buffalo sauce on the side. For just $8.95, get messy with it on it. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Everybody dunk. Everybody ranch.
Calling all football fans, there's only one place to catch the FIFA World Cup final. Join Nassau Cruise Port and Diageo on Sunday, July 19th at the Amphitheater at Nassau Cruise Port. Gates open at 1 p.m. with kickoff at 3 p.m. Music by DJ Kenny, DJ Tank. Visit NassauCruiseport.com for pricing and more information. Don't miss the FIFA World Cup final watch party at Nassau Cruise Port, July 19th. Gates open at 1 p.m.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Never say never, but never.
What's more likely? Presented by Pella Windows and Doors. Christopher, you have at it, sir.
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Great to see you.
What's going on?
See you, everyone. How about this one? We've been talking a lot about one of those guys today, and the other guy is one of our great friends. I mean, they're both great friends. But they're coming back from injury. More likely, future Hall of Famer to play week 1. Okay. George Kittle or Patrick Mahomes?
I don't care if I'm going to get in any... I don't think I'm going to get in any trouble for this. I saw them both recently on a dance floor.
Oh, interesting. Where was that at?
New York City.
Okay, got it.
Studio 54?
Studio. It was,
Studio MSG.
Were they at One Oak?
Guys, I don't want to say anything more. I've just seen them both on a dance floor recently. Both are playing week 1.
Really?
Oh,
wow. Kettle went through a wardrobe change.
Wow.
Yeah. I think both are playing week 1.
Even in Australia?
I know. Being on a dance floor and
a little bit different,
and playing in the National Football League,
different.
but they both involve footwork.
WrestleMania, it didn't look like he had a limp. He was doing the Obafemi walk.
I really think both are playing week 1. So I know you. I got to give you what's more likely. It's likely both are playing.
Oh, I mean, that's obviously great.
But
they're both.
It's best for business.
This is the first international game in Australia, Rams and Niners, and then the first Monday night game to finish off week 1. I mean, with all due respect, which means now I can be disrespectful. The NFL isn't putting that game in week 1 if they think it's going to be Justin Fields versus Bo Nix or Justin Fields versus Jared Stidham.
Running back Justin Fields. You see that?
Okay. What else, Chris?
Hey, we had our friend yesterday from Seattle called. Did the Seahawks win-loss? Undefeated. Whoa. Is it more likely that either the Seahawks or Rams are undefeated on Christmas when they meet, or one of them misses the playoffs?
I'll go either the Rams or the Seahawks are undefeated on Christmas when they face each other. They're not missing the playoffs, man. Unless listen, obviously but all things being equal, and knocking on wood that we're not talking about something,
Ravens missed the playoffs last year?
Stop it.
They did.
Well, I mean, Lamar didn't play a lot of games. Okay? So, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
They're not missing. Rams and Seahawks, you know how there's a lot of change every year? The 7 that made the NFC playoffs last year.
Half every year.
I got it. It will not include the Seahawks or the Rams.
Okay. Like Fufu over there. Half.
What else?
Half. TJ, this one's for you.
Oh.
Impromptu Cowboys win-loss yesterday. That was a treat.
That was.
I missed that.
Was that 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
Yeah.
I just felt good.
14-3.
Wow.
Yeah, you were feeling good.
We were riding high off of some internet, notoriety.
That's right. You were looking good. You had a fresh cut.
Not bad.
Benny Blades hooked it up.
LeBron wound up putting you taping